Yo, listen, let's have another cash flow conversation. A lot of people don't realize, man, it's easier to 10x your cash flow than it is your income. But everybody's trying to double their income, man. Let's focus on cash flow. So, we want to talk about tonight. I'm going to give you a couple of different strategies that you could use to 10x your cash flow. Then ultimately you could 10x your income, but we've got to focus on cash flow first. So do me a favor, as you guys are coming on into the room, go ahead and comment in the chat where you're from. Also drop the name of your business and or your brand. I'd love to give you a free business shout out. I'm going to show my entrepreneurs some love, man, because it ain't easy being an entrepreneur, man. And I'm not going to be too long tonight, but if you got any questions about cash flow, about credit, about income, about business, branding, marketing, we can do a little Q&A as well. But I wanted to really help people to understand why they should be focusing on cash flow. Even if you think you need to create more income, I am never against anybody creating extra income, but make sure you know your numbers. Make sure you're watching your cash flow. So let's go ahead and get right into it. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. For those of you who do not know me, my name is H. Cortez, also known as the one and only financial health mentor, everybody's favorite followpreneur from ThorntonOnlineMarketing.com, where we are on a mission to help 1,000 working Americans start or grow their business in the next 12 months. Yes, I said it, and I ain't afraid of a big challenge. You need help getting your business off the ground, then definitely let me know in the chat and I can reach out to you. I think entrepreneurship, financial literacy are two of the most important things that we should be learning, in addition to survival skills, how to hunt, how to fish, how to build shelters and all of that good stuff as well. But today we want to talk about cash flow, right? Does anybody listening right now, do you know what your existing cash flow is right now, right? Without having to think about it, right? You should know how much your cash flow is right now. Before we get into that, let me just give you a rundown on tomorrow. We will not do a Righteous Hustle episode. For those of you who look forward to the Righteous Hustle, we're not doing it tomorrow, but we are coming back on Monday with the Cortez Hustle Show, where we're going to be talking about the two things that's causing people to perish, according to the good book. So we'll talk about that on Monday. Tuesday, St. Louis Hustle Podcast will be in the building as well. And then I'm lining up a guest for next Friday on the Black Economic Empowerment version of the Cortez Hustle Show. So y'all stay tuned for that. So why is it that most people don't really pay attention to their cash flow? Guys, that is your breathing room number, right? The definition of cash flow is income minus all expenses, and that amount that's left over is your cash flow. So why is it important to focus on growing that before anything else? Because really, growing cash flow starts with knowing your numbers, right? You should know how much income you have coming in from all sources. You should know how much debt you have, including the interest on the debts, the payout amount, as well as the monthly minimums, right? You should also know your credit score. You should know your tax situation, how much money is coming out of your paycheck for taxes, and are you overpaying taxes, right? That's critically important. You should know where there's potential for you to get money back, right? So for instance, if I'm looking and monitoring my cash flow, I know how much money I have left over after all of my bills are paid. And if I'm monitoring my bills, my debts, my expenses, then I also know what bills could be falling off, right? How close I am to paying off a credit card, paying off a vehicle, paying off a student loan. Why is that important? Because that all contributes to your cash flow, ladies and gentlemen. So, do you know your numbers? Do you know how much cash flow do you have at the end of every month after all of your bills are paid? Because when you know that number, now you can say, how can I 10x it, right? If your cash flow is $100 a month, right? I got $100 left over after I pay all of my bills. And your income on your job is, say, 60,000, right? Is it easier to 10x the 100 in cash flow, or is it easier to 10x the 60,000 and turn that into 600,000, right? Well, naturally, it's easier to turn the $100 into $1,000. Give you a couple tips and a couple things that you can do to improve your cash flow. Number one, look at your tax situation, right? According to the IRS, 80% of Americans are overpaying their taxes to the tune of $300 to $600 per month. Overpaying. I'm not saying you shouldn't pay any tax. I'm saying the average American is overpaying. How does the IRS know? Because the IRS sends over 100 million refund checks every year, meaning that you overpaid all year long, so they have to refund some of your money. It's one of the quickest ways to increase your cash flow. So if your cash flow is $100 per month, and you reduce your taxes by correcting your W-4 form, say you bring back an extra $300 a month, right? Because you stopped overpaying your taxes. Well, you just 3x'd your cash flow. Instead of $100 a month, now you have $400 per month in cash flow. Ladies and gentlemen, do you guys know that whenever we're in a financial crisis, no matter how bad it is, even when we come out of coronavirus, they're already starting to crunch the numbers and see that if the average American household had an extra $500 per month, they will be all right. I'm here to tell you that 80% of you do have that extra $500 a month. You just giving it to Uncle Sam and you waiting on him to give it back to you in February, right? So you need to go and do your research on the new W-4 form. Since President Trump has been in office, the W-4 form has changed 3 times. 3 times. It changed in 2018, it changed in 2019, and it changed in 2020. Most people haven't looked at their W-4 form since they started their job 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I helped a young lady bring back $600 per month because she did not look at her W-4. When we did finally look at it, turns out that since she first filled out her W-4 form, she had another kid. Matter of fact, she had 2 kids, right? She got married, started a business, started a nonprofit, and started investing. All of those things should have been reflected on that W-4 form so you don't overpay taxes, right? Another thing that you could do to increase your cash flow is look at your debts. That's why it's important to be watching your debts. Some of you guys right now have some debts that are so low that you probably could just go ahead and focus and get them on out the way. Say you owe $1,000 on a credit card that you're paying $100 a month on. Well, shoot, give them that $1,000 and you just increase your cash flow by $100 a month. Some of you guys are down to the last 3 or 4 car notes on your car. And you're like, well, I'm just going to keep on paying as agreed, and I'm going to stretch it out over these last 5 or 6 months. No, man, get them folks their money. Then go ahead and increase that cash flow, right? Furniture bills, personal loans, all that kind of stuff. If you want to increase cash flow, look at your bills, right? Look at your debts and which ones are close to payoff. Can you go ahead and add a little money to it and go ahead and make those payoffs? Another thing that you want to look at, and I challenge everybody to the sound of my voice to do this. Go look at your bank statements over the last 90 days. I can almost guarantee you that you got some money coming out of your bank account every single month going towards something that you not only don't need, but you're probably not even using either and haven't used in the last 10 months, i.e. Spotify for me, right? It was $10 a month. Bought my son a new cell phone when he was in college in Kansas City. It came with a 6-month trial of Spotify. He was like, okay, Dad, I'll make sure I cancel it, but I would like to have it. So he got the phone, got the Spotify. Of course, he didn't cancel. And when you're not really watching your money, those twos and fews, man, can add up. And when I looked over my bank statement for the last 90 days, I saw $100 per month bleeding out of my account to some subscriptions to stuff that I was no longer using, right? And guess what? Now I got to do the same thing with my business account because I know I got some money bleeding out of my business account, some things that I'm subscribed to, business magazines and stuff like that I'm not using. You got to watch your money, man. It's easier to maintain, manage, and grow cash flow than it is to grow income. It's important, right? And then the last thing that you can do to increase your cash flow is add another stream of income, right? Start a business. You know, you got a bunch of stuff in your house that you don't want. Somebody wants it. Put that stuff on eBay. Put it on Facebook Marketplace, right? Gary Vaynerchuk goes to garage sales and he finds stuff at garage sales, vintage stuff. I watched him on several occasions go to a garage sale and he either finds old Nintendo games, right? Old Game Boy games and stuff. People are collecting that stuff nowadays. I saw him find the one of the Thundercat action figures, right? Some of you guys don't know nothing about them Thundercats, man. Lion-O and Chitara, right? And Panther, right? He found a Thundercat figurine. Well, guess what? People are collecting pretty much everything these days. He ended up negotiating to get a whole box of toys like that for like $5 or something. Well, guess what? That one figurine was listed on eBay for like $37. Hot Wheels, Matchbox cars. I saw him do it with a Matchbox car. One particular car was, I don't know what it was, but on eBay for like $19. He paid $2 for a whole box of them, right? So there's a lot of things that we could do to add a little bit here and a little bit there to our bottom line. What's going on? Mr. Keep Smiling is in the building. So you think about those things. Another thing that you can do to improve your cash flow is improve your credit, right? Well, Cortez, how does credit improve my credit, improve my cash flow? Well, think about it. A lot of times we don't pay attention to our credit beyond getting that big ticket item that we were trying to get, right? So you got your car, you got your house, and after that, you're like, oh man, I don't need no big ticket item, so I'm not really thinking about my credit. Well, guess what? I've got a guy that we work with on our Extra Digit Movement team. Because his credit score went up 11 points, he saved $40,000 on his mortgage. $40,000. Literally had banks fighting over him. So some of you guys are managing your mortgage right now, but you didn't have the best credit when you entered into that mortgage. What happens if you get your credit to 750 and then you refinance that mortgage? And that mortgage payment goes from $1,500 down to $1,100. You just created $400 a month in cash flow. Do the same thing with your cars. Do the same thing with student loans. All sorts of things, man. Gotta watch your cash flow. Cash flow is important. It's not what you make. It's not what you keep. It's what you do with what you keep. And let me just give you this word of advice. I know we're going into the holiday season, and I know it's hard to not participate, right? And this is no judgment, guys. You're listening to a guy who spent both November and December mortgage on Christmas presents for my kids 1 year, right? So I understand how you can get caught up in that season. But watch this. If you're going to get caught up in that season, do me this one favor. Go out on Amazon.com and somebody in the household create an affiliate account with Amazon.com. You can do the same thing with Walmart. Now, every dime that you spend on these platforms goes through that person's affiliate link. So in my household, it's me. I'm an affiliate with Amazon. My wife does a lot of the ordering. So she does the ordering through my affiliate link. And it's not a whole lot of money, 10, 11, 12%, 5% here on some purchases. But at least if we're spending money with these institutions, some of it is boomeranging back to us. Does that make sense? Right? Same thing if you are good with your credit cards. My girl, Latanya Deloach, talks about this all the time. If you're good with your credit cards, run your life through the credit card that pays the biggest amount in cash back rewards. She gets something like $500 a month in cash back rewards because she pays her mortgage through the credit. She pays her car note through the credit. She does all her grocery shopping through the credit, right? All the money in the household goes through the credit card, and she pays it off at the end of the month or at the end of the billing cycle, and she earns $500, $600, $700 per month in cash back rewards for doing what she was going to do anyway, right? So if you guys don't follow the Queen of Credit, man, you guys got to check her out. She's a beast with helping you understand and rethink credit. So many people, because of the way we've been taught, see credit as only a negative thing, right? I'm not saying it can't be negative. Most of us see it only as a negative thing, and we're missing some huge opportunities, right? Him 500. I was watching the Social Proof podcast. Brother came on and said, listen, man, I built my credit to a place where I got different credit cards with $20,000 line of credit here, $15,000 line of credit here, $30,000 line of credit here. And because of that, I'm able to sell trade lines. What? He said he sells trade lines to his high balance credit cards, $650 per person every 2 months. And you can put up to 4 people on each credit card. Tell me that ain't a smart use of credit, right? So I just want to come on and help you guys understand that you should be watching and monitoring your cash flow. How many business owners do we have online right now? You got any other business owners? I want to make sure you get your free business shout out. Comment the name of your business. Just don't post any links. You have any questions about cash flow, credit, business, branding, marketing, social media, any of those things, man, I've got 5 minutes and then I got to jump out of here, man. I've been sitting in front of this computer all day building a new sales funnel and it has wore me out. But I'll take a couple questions if you guys have any. Oh, I forgot to share this on my timeline. Man, if you guys are getting any value from it, man, go ahead and hit that share button. Let me save that. I forgot to share it myself. Nevertheless. All right. Well, if you guys don't have any questions, comments, observations, appreciate you guys all for tuning in. If you are looking to join a movement, a group of people that's all about building generational wealth, then I invite you to check us out at the Extra Digit Movement. My coach and mentor is, he's phenomenal. He's positioned himself to cash flow 6 and 7 figures here in the next few months. He's having a ball helping people earn double digits on their money. Absolutely loves helping people, man. And he can answer all of your questions as it relates to cash flow. He's very, very knowledgeable. And he's challenged me to connect with 10 people that want to change their situation. And sometimes changing your situation requires you to change your circle, change the books you read, the people you hang out with, the places you go, the content you consume, right? Always great to hear you sharing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mr. Keep Smiling. So if you are interested in at least seeing what it is that we do, then all you got to do is text keyword cash flow expansion. I'm gonna put this in the comments now. And we'll have a quick conversation. There's a few questions that I'll have to ask you before I can put you in touch with him, but he's excited. You know, we're growing and, you know, he gets a kick out of helping people build wealth. And I want to introduce him to some solid people that are serious about their financial journey. So if that's you, shoot me a text. I would love to connect you with him. It's getting late on the East Coast, so not tonight, then perhaps first thing in the morning. But shoot me a text nevertheless, man. I would love to connect with each and every one of you guys, help you guys along your wealth building journey. There are solutions out there, y'all. I know COVID has got a lot of us backed up in the corner and we don't know what to do. There's a lot of people winning financially right now. And the good thing about the people that we're connected to is they want to see you win too, and they're willing to help you. But you've got to take the first step. You've got to, admit to yourself that you need help. Swallow your pride and your ego and reach out to get the help. Now, I'll be honest, we don't help everybody. Some people don't like what we do. Sometimes we don't like the people that want to connect with us. So it's just not a good fit. But you got to start somewhere and at least give us an opportunity to show you what it is that we're doing. Give us an opportunity to meet you. If we're a good fit to work together, if we feel that our program can help you, then we make you an offer. If not, then there's some other folks that I like to recommend. I have no problem turning you on to other sources. Most of you guys who follow this page, you guys know that. I'm always dropping names of people that you can connect with that can help you in other areas. I am not the one that says you got to come through me like I'm a gatekeeper. I am not, man. I want to see everybody win, no matter how you win, as long as you're not hurting nobody, right? So I appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Until I talk to y'all next time, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.